For the second time in the past week, there's been a tent fire at a Thunder Bay homeless encampment.
The latest one occurred at 5 o'clock this morning near the Marina Park overpass. Fire crews extinguished the blaze and provided aid to the occupant, who was taken to hospital with a hand injury. Brendan Miller has more.
Yet another inferno has wiped out an encampment tent. This time, however, the consequences were not as severe, with the individual occupying the tent being taken to hospital, compared to the death that occurred last week in a separate fire at Cam River Heritage Park. Overnight temperatures are still very cold and will remain so for some time. This puts people living in encampments at risk if they use unsafe heaters or light a fire to stay warm. Thunder Bay Fire Chief Dave Paxton is urging people to be mindful and gives some tips on how to avoid a fire.
In terms of the encampments in general and just heating practices in general, right? You want to make sure that combustibles are kept away from those heating appliances during the cold weather of the winter here. Mindful of the situation of people living in encampments right now, and as temperature, gets down into the, very cold negative digits, it's unfortunate, and hopefully this is the last one that we have to deal with.
At this time, the cause of this fire is still unknown. As for last week's fatal fire, investigators from the Fire Marshal's office continue to probe for a cause. Tent fires are a constant worry for Elevate NWO Executive Director Holly Govin, who understands that the need for warmth in frigid cold weather is crucial.
We're saddened but not surprised. Again, this is the time of year where people are seeking out warmth, and they're doing what they can to stay warm and as safe as possible. But it's really, really difficult in our climate to survive that weather without finding heat sources. And so I think that there's an increased level of risk that gets taken at this time of year just to manage your own survival.
Overall, this event marks what could have been another tragedy that thankfully was avoided. Govin says the solution to avoiding encampment fires in the future is adequate housing, not just shelters and interventions. Brendan Miller, TBT News.